All right, what's up, guys? All right, so I want to do a last final video on this fight before we see it this Saturday. Okay, we're only a few days away. Of course, they're gonna have like a final press conference, a face-off. They're gonna have a weigh-in, and I'm probably not gonna have time to do another video on this fight before the fight. Okay, you guys already know where I stand on this fight. You see my last couple videos. You saw my breakdown of the fight. You saw my last video where, I pretty much declared that Ortiz is going to knock him out. I got more feedback from that video than I've ever got in any video on my channel. Not the most viewed video, but I think I got something like 800 comments or something on that fight. Okay, I mean on that video. All right, so a lot of feedback. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing because it means that the boxing community is really hyped about this fight. I think a lot of it kind of stems from the Anthony Joshua fight, but a lot of people want this fight too. I mean, I'm going to go to the fight. Okay, I just picked up some tickets. Me and my boys going to the fight, and I want to support. I wasn't really too sure about supporting the fight when it was originally announced last year because Luis Ortiz had failed drug tests before, in a Coyote fight. And then he popped on this, even though everything got cleared up with the WBC, he did pop on a test on this fight too. So that's why I didn't want to buy tickets before. I didn't want to really get involved with this one because I don't want the fight to get canceled and everything. But you know what? It's here in Brooklyn. Well, I don't live in Brooklyn, but I mean, it's here in New York. It's in Brooklyn. We're within the week. We're in the week. Nothing has happened yet. I hope everything is cleared by the day of the fight. I hope, Ortiz doesn't pop on a test before then because I'm sure he's going to get tested all the way up into the fight. All right. So hopefully everything works out. I think everything will work out. And hopefully we get a fight Saturday. I'm a little disappointed in the fact that Jamal Charlo is not going to be on the undercard of this fight, but there's still some other good fights on there. I'm always going to the fights early. You guys know when I go to the fights, I always upload videos. I always talk about it, whatever. But I think it was fair to support the fight. I mean, this is a really good fight. Wilder's finally finding someone that, in my eyes, is really dangerous for him. Okay. And Ortiz as well. Okay, both of these guys just haven't fought the very elite yet. Neither one of them have, in my opinion. And I think being that they are putting this fight together and we're finally getting it, I think that was enough to support it. It's the week of. Ortiz hasn't popped yet again. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to the fight. I'm going to support it. I had to work that day, this Saturday, but I'm not going to work this weekend. And I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go to the fight. All right. If you guys are gonna be there, if you guys are at the fight, if you see me, just like normally, if you see me at the fight, holler at me, say what's up. It's all good. But I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there this weekend. All right. So speaking more about supporting the fight and everything, based on the feedback that I'm getting and based on what I've heard. From other channels, other breakdowns that I've heard, the comments that I've been reading and stuff like that. What you guys don't, I mean, everything is all said and done at this point. But what you guys got to understand, wherever way you're going with it, there's a lot of people that think Ortiz is going to win this fight, right? There's a lot of people that think Wilder's going to win this fight. A lot of people that think Wilder's going to win is because they think Ortiz is too slow. Ortiz is too old, okay? He's an old man. He's been juicing before. He's juiced before. He's cheated before, and he's failed tests before. How is he gonna look being 40 years old and not, or almost 40 years old and not being on any kind of PEDs and stuff? How he's gonna do? If Wilder beats him, I even see people saying already that if Wilder knock him out, it's not going to mean anything because Ortiz is old, beating up a 40-year-old man. And, I think you guys are doing a disservice for the fighters, especially Wilder, all right? Regardless of how I feel the fight is going to go, and I'll talk more about that later in this video, you're doing him a disservice, because if Wilder is to win this fight, I think that is a great win for him. You know, it's a great win because no matter how slow Ortiz may be, no matter how old he is, okay, Ortiz is still way better than anybody that Wilder has faced up to this point. And I haven't heard one person dispute that. I haven't heard one person that said, or any comment or anything that I've ever read, I've never heard anyone say that somebody that Wilder are ready for was better than Luis Ortiz. I've never heard that. I've never read that anywhere, anything, okay? Most people will still agree that Ortiz is a top 5 heavyweight, no matter how old you think he is. He's still an elite heavyweight, okay? You can make the argument that he's unproven. You can make the argument that he may not be the same because he's not on any kind of PEDs, okay? Now, you got to understand, too, when it comes to PED talk, right? I don't like fighters that cheat. I don't, okay? But when I do my predictions, it's based on what I see and who I think is going to win from a stylistic, standpoint or whatever. I don't like fighters that cheat. I really don't, okay? I've pressed fighters that cheated, whatever. But in this occasion with Wilder, is it possible that he might have been trying to hide something? Yes, okay? Nothing has really been proven, though. WBC cleared him, okay, after canceling the first fight. After the first fight was canceled, they cleared him, all right? They reinstated him. He's back on he's back in their rankings and stuff. So I know he cheated against Coyote years ago, but his better opponents up after he got caught cheating then, like guys like Brian Jennings, where he took a drug test against Brian Jennings, all right? He didn't pop on anything then, and that was his most impressive win, in my opinion, leading up to this Deontay Wilder fight. So I gotta be fair, a guy like Povetkin, who I criticized him for cheating, if he is to fight Wilder in the future, or Joshua, or whoever he chooses to fight, if he is to pass the drug test leading up to the fight, to that fight specific, whoever it is he fights, all right, even though I know he's cheated before, that fight, if he doesn't get popped on another drug test, then if he wins the fight, he wins the fight. You got to give him his credit. That's how it is. All right. So, you guys are doing a disservice to him, this man, if he is to win, if Wilder is to win. Okay. Me, you guys know me. I do predictions. I give them breakdowns. If I'm wrong on a prediction or a breakdown, I always call it. There's not going to be any hiding from me. You could come on here, diss me, tell me I don't know shit about boxing. It happens all the time. I'm cool with that. If I'm right, a lot of you dudes do come back and come to the comments and be like, you know what? I was wrong. I was out. Most of you ain't coming back. Most of y'all don't want to see my face if I'm right on a prediction, especially when you was talking shit to me in my comments. It's all good. I'm not going anywhere. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. I'm still going to make videos. I could be wrong on every prediction for a whole year. And guess what? I'm going to still make my videos because people are here to listen. They want to hear what I have to say. All right. So I will be here that night making a follow-up video or review of the fight. Or the next morning, I will be here making another video because that's what I do. That's what I'm here for. I do breakdowns of fight. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so I won't be running anywhere, and I'm gonna give Deontay Wilder his props like I always do. I was wrong with Errol Spence and what's this kid, Kell Brook. I thought Kell Brook and his experience was gonna beat Errol Spence. I didn't know if Errol Spence was ready. I thought that fight was a legit 50-50 fight. But I picked Kell Brook, and Kell Brook lost the fight. What did I do? Make a video. Gave Errol Spence his props, and I've given him his props since he won that fight. Same thing with Billy Joe Saunders recently. I wasn't sure. I was 50-50. I was going back and forth. Lemieux, I didn't like the way Saunders looked recently. And guess what? I ended up going with Lemieux. We saw what happened in that fight. Lemieux got shut out. He got destroyed in that fight, okay? Billy Joe Saunders, he's talking like he's ready. He's prepared. He's motivated again. Good. He won the fight. I gave him his props. Always give anybody his props. I don't come on here and make excuses. All right, so I will be back on here making a video if Wilder is to win. I know I talk my shit because that's what we do. We're boxing fans. We talk shit. And if I think somebody's going to win the fight, I'm going to say it. You know, I'm not afraid to be wrong. All right. Um, so, uh, last thoughts. I mean, you know, you guys know where I'm going with the fight. The reason why I think Ortiz is going to win this fight, I just think, you know, his technique is better. He's a little bit more polished, or he's a lot more polished, okay? More experienced fighter. You know, heavy-handed too, has a lot of power, and a good counterpuncher. Even when he's coming forward, he's a good counterpuncher. I think Wilder, with all the sloppiness and all the mistakes we've seen him do in the fight, there hasn't really been an opponent there to really expose him. You know, Spilka was getting, a lot of people like to show clips of the Spilka fight where Wilder was lunging in with the right hand, you know, forcing the right hand, leaving himself way open in that fight. Multiple times we saw him fall over, throwing the right hand, falling over, looking sloppy. He looked a mess in that fight. A lot of people done that. But Spilka, he doesn't have the size. He didn't have the counter-punching ability. He didn't have the power to really expose Deontay Wilder and pick him apart, okay? He was winning some rounds. He did a good job, but he's not on Luis Ortiz's level, all right? Yes, he's a lot more athletic, okay? He's faster. He was doing a lot of movement with his legs, you know, changing directions, getting low. He was doing a lot of things that confused Wilder and threw Wilder off his game. Yes, Spilka did do that, okay? But Ortiz is more of a vet to me. I think he's a tougher fighter. We rarely ever seen him lose a round in his professional career. Okay, and I think that Ortiz is one of the most, or is possibly the most dangerous fighter for Deontay Wilder right now. You know, like I said, I've never picked against Deontay Wilder before. I've never picked against him. You know, and I think there's guys out there like a Joseph Parker who's fighting Anthony Joshua, or even Anthony Joshua. You can say that, you know, based on their skill set, I don't even know. I think Wilder had a better chance of beating one of those two than Ortiz. You know, because I'm looking at the styles. You know, I'm looking at the styles, and I'm like, I don't know. This guy is going to do things that Wilder is not used to getting, you know, or you know, getting hit with. He's going to throw punches that Wilder's not used to getting hit with. Wilder's not used to getting countered and touched, you know. And when you go 40 fights without fighting anyone that would give you that kind of drama, that kind of pressure, all right, and then you get hit, you didn't counter to the body, you know, when you throw it in the right hand, you want to throw the right hand, you want to land it right, that's his best weapon. But what if the guy is slipping and going to your body, you know? What are you going to do? You know, Wilder, this is the first fight where Wilder could really be losing and in danger, okay? Hurt, bad. What is he going to do? You know, he hasn't been in a situation like that. You know, he's looked clumsy in certain fights. Yes, he lost some rounds. He got rocked a couple times, okay? He had those fights, but he was never really in true danger before. You know, this guy is leagues, no matter how old y'all want to claim he is, he's still leagues ahead of the other guys Wilder was facing. You know? And that's my main argument. You know? If you still think Wilder has it, Wilder is quick. Wilder is tall. Wilder has a good jab. Okay? Wilder's right hand could knock anyone out. I understand that. So if you're banking on that, that's cool. I respect it. But he's fighting a guy that is a very good counterpuncher. Okay? He's old. Yeah, he might have stamina issues. He may. You know, I won't know. We won't know until the fight happens. But between these two, I really thought going into this fight, Ortiz is dangerous for any of these guys. You know, and Wilder, unfortunately for Wilder, he had to fight this guy first before he landed the Parker fight or the Joshua fight. You know, he had to get this guy first. If he knocks him out in the first round, it is what it is. You know, if he wins by decision, it is what it is. But I think that Ortiz is going to take him out. You know, I think he's going to take him out. And that's my prediction, you know. Now, as far as what other people's been saying, there's a lot of people that's saying that they think Ortiz is going to take a dive. Okay? A lot of people think that this fight is only happening. All these conspiracies and stuff coming in my comments. There's people that's saying that Ortiz is going to take a dive. They only took the fight because they agreed with Ortiz to take a dive. You know, I really don't know. You know, I can't prove that. None of us can prove that. You know, I personally believe Malik Scott took a dive. You know, that's the wildest boy. You know, the guy is with him in every one his fight. He always training with him. Those two are boys. You know, I personally believe Malik Scott took a dive. Can't prove it. You know, won't be able to prove it in this fight neither. You know, Ortiz get hit and he goes down and he doesn't get up. It is what it is. You know, but if Wilder is to win this fight and look impressive doing it, I'm giving him his full credit. You know what? Even if he struggles and he still wins, and I think he wins, I'm going to say I think he won the fight. There are fights that I picked certain fighters to win. The guy I thought was going to win won the fight, but I didn't think he won the fight. You know, and I openly admitted it on here. You know? I have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with that. You know? I'm always going to keep it 100 on here. All right? I'm not with any agenda or any of that stuff. That there's a lot of other YouTube channels out there for that. That's not me. So I'll be at the fight, like I said. You know, whoever wins, give them their props, give them their credit, because this is a great fight. You know, I think this is a more dangerous fight. I mean, I can't say more dangerous than Anthony Joshua and Parker, because I think both Anthony Joshua and Parker has been fighting the better fighters, you know. But at least in this fight, it's just, you know, I just wasn't expecting this fight. I didn't think we'd ever see this fight. Like, I didn't think Wilder would ever fight Luis Ortiz no matter what. You know, I'm still surprised sometimes. I'm still like, you're only a few days away, and I'm like, damn, nah, this fight is really going to happen. You know? But I got Ortiz winning, all right? And as far as everything else, we'll talk about it after the fight is over. All right? So anyway, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think. You know, one final time. If you guys are going to the fight, you know, if you see me, you know, say what's up, you know. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.